Hey folks, and welcome to the Pipnotic Symposium on the 23rd of August 2023. Okay, so today we're just going to run through a couple of pairs, and I'm going to share a configuration I've been using on the supply and demand software that's it's doing really well. And so, I mean, essentially what I've been looking for is I've been looking, as you saw on maybe the past couple of videos, like just a little bit of price action on 3 time frames. So we have the daily, the 4-hour, and the hourly. So we can see the global kind of scope here. You can see we've reached a bottom. We're bottoming out here, which means that we probably will be turning around here on the smaller time frames. Okay, and so based on what we can see here, just looking for entries to buy on the smaller time frames at demand. We had a really good example here. This is the Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, where we formed this lovely little pattern. You can see it just here. It's this little nodule here where you had a lot of wicks moving higher, and we had some closes above that area. So this is telling us that we had enough buying in that area to cause prices to trade and close above these historically tested areas. Okay, because tested areas, they're kind of pointing to something. You know, the wicks always say that they're pointing at something. They're pointing essentially to liquidity. Okay, these little wicks, they're pointing, price goes up, and we come down. So the little arrow saying, ouch, this hurt. When we came up here, we got slapped. Okay, and so you see we're getting slapped down, and then we slowly start to turn around, and then we form this one, and then this one, and then this one we managed to close. Okay, and so when you see something like that happening, it's just a pretty clear indication that that we are likely going to hold and continue to rise higher, combined with the fact that on the histogram we've got this. Okay, and so this is just a really nice entry. This is a really good buy and sell zone entry right there. Robot marked this off, qualified this area of demand. When this candle right here closed, she goes all the way up here. This is a high of it, like that. And so we know with a high degree of confidence that the prices will likely make their way down and then make their way away and higher because of this, and because on the 4-hour chart we've been testing. We closed. Okay, so resistance becomes what? Support. Here's our support, or rather here's our demand at this little price nodule here, which makes perfect sense in our price action trading minds. Okay, so let's have a look at another one. Had a good trade on this one. So I was buying into this all the way down here, and I managed to get in, and I got out of that one today at the top, and now it's, oops, that was a mistake. Boom. Okay, so I'm looking to get back in right around here, but there's a lot of trading here, so I'm expecting maybe a move a little bit deeper. And to be quite frank, I do prefer this here because I have the buy zone. This is price sensitive. Okay, and so I would have thought if prices managed to come back down here and fill this little gap, that we'll see a reaction away. Maybe. We don't know for sure. There's also PMI stuff coming out today which can throw the wrench inside the machine. And so, but this is what I'm looking at here. Okay. Again, new configuration. Boom, prices come back and we see reactions. This is really interesting. I was going to go over a few pairs, and I'm going to show you the configurations that I've been playing with. But what I'm actually looking for is I'm looking for just like continued strong price movements where prices kind of wriggle higher, then just pulling back to obvious areas of demand or buy zones based on historical prices. Okay, and this is working very good. We had this little area here, prices went up here, we came down, we tested it, and we went, what was that? That's 2 times the size of this zone. So super good. And I'm finding that if I leave these orders in overnight, I get very close to my entry, the spread keeps me out, price moves away, and then when it comes back a second time, it goes deeper, kind of threatening my position. So what I've started to do is just close everything off before bed. When I wake up, I do everything again, because I just been slapped too many times doing that. Also, you don't know what's happening these days. There's so much madness in the world that, I mean, a lot of things can happen. If you're not there in front of your computer able to take action, then you could end up losing your shirt. So it's just I think it's just good practice to kind of go to bed and sleep like a baby, not having to fret about open positions. Okay, if we go on, move on to this one here, that should probably look quite similar, being an Aussie pair. And here we had this 1 hour area. Here we had a 4 hour area. Prices came up to it. We just poked through it just a little bit, went flying in the opposite direction. We have the 4 hour area. Sell zone established. We came right to the edge of the box. Prices leave. Okay, amazing accuracy. Australian dollar, Singapore dollar. Let's have a look at this one here. Here we have another one. This was again very similar to the Canadian one we just looked at, where we had the daily chart as super low. We're in the buy zone, expecting prices to wriggle higher. We have this here where we have kind of prices trying to move higher, but there's not any commitment. Prices keep pulling back, and then we form that kind of like that strong kind of a base, and then we pop up. Okay, and then we snap into it once, almost test it. The second time we test it, and we move above these highs again in alignment with what we can see here on the daily chart. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the configuration. So the configuration I've been using is one that I would never have thought I would have used, but put my glasses on, it's a bit small. Okay, so here we have the risk reward ratio is set to 1, and the price imbalance release period is set to 1. Posing market structure significance is 2. And again, if you forgot what that is, that means that when an area of demand is formed, it has to move beyond a previous piece of market structure. Okay, and so a market structure, essentially we want to swing to signify that market structure, and so I want prices to move beyond a swing. Okay, got that one there. Max accumulation distribution, again this tells the software when to move the zone below the area. Yeah, and that's it, and the results are pretty spectacular. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks for watching.